Welcome back to the Honda project, and what are we going to be doing this time? Well, I'm not sure. We're still looking at wiring, obviously. Yes, indeed we are. Not that there's much to look at anymore, because it's all hidden in the frame. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm wondering about taking this major positive that goes direct to the positive terminal of the battery. I'm wondering about bringing that up this frame too. I've got enough of it, right? Because there it is. So as long as the battery was mounted this way round, with the positive terminal on the left-hand side, better check that. That would kind of work, and there's got to be enough room in the tube still. Unfortunately, it appears the battery positive terminal is on the right-hand side, which is not helpful. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work. It would require a longer cable. I mean, yeah, obviously there's a bit of slack involved there, but I don't want it that taut. It might just have enough, honestly. It's worth exploring, right? Yes, what I should be focusing on is getting the carburetors back on, because that's important. And then the fuel tank, which we've got an idea, as you know, assuming you've been watching the previous episodes. So all in all, that I think requires getting in touch with some people like Chris and Adam. Adam, the fabricator, the welder, the man with the mill, and the drill, and all kinds of equipment. And then next up is the whole rear wheel situation. I'm tending towards keeping life simple at this point, although this is a major project, and keeping the good old-fashioned wire wheel, honestly. So yeah, I think we've discussed it before. I think I'm going to remove that, strip the paint, see what's underneath, and take it from there, I guess. That'll be fun. By the way, those shocks look good, don't they? Those ones. Yeah, love the angle. Don't know if they are any good. Probably not, given the price. But they kind of work. I have sat on it. It bounces up and down. Yes. And then there's the whole wooden badger, wooden seat idea, which I really need to get on. I've got the, what is it? I've got that sanding thing. So I need to get on with it, right? It's not a flatbed sander. What is it? That's it, belt sander. Yes, I've got that. So I need to get on with it. Just makes a hell of a mess. It might be warm enough tomorrow to do it outside. So I might do that. Next up on Hondukiville is to brake shit. I mean, check out braking shit. I mean, yes, we're going to be test fitting the brake calipers. Yeah, and they're pretty impressive brake calipers, actually. So yes, we're going to be fitting those to that, and then seeing what they look like, and working out what we're going to paint what, and generally just getting an aesthetic feel. Plus, of course, the routing of the cableage, not the cableage, what is it? Pipage to that. Yeah, there. See how that all works out. So over the various projects, we've seen all kinds of combinations and different approaches to connecting the two front calipers. And on this one, Suzuki have taken one main tube down to the presumably the left-hand caliper, and then from that stemmed off another tube over to the right-hand caliper. It may be the other way around. We'll see when we fit them. But yeah, all kinds of combinations to this. I prefer the one line into a central, so i.e. there, and then split off. That makes more sense to me. I don't know. I don't know why they have to explore all these different variations on the same theme. I would think my preferred method gives a more even distribution of the fluid, personally. If you're a fluidical engineer and you know better, then please do comment below. I would appreciate any input you might have. Oh no, one of my boingy stools looks a bit depressed. However, it still has a use for low-level stuff, honestly. So, yeah, good for your back. And as you well know, if you've been watching any of my episodes, I've had a bad back recently, so that's good. So I'm looking at these here brakes, as you can tell. They're Tokiko, an unknown make to myself. Brembo and what's the other one? Nissin, that Triumph and MV use. So Tokiko are obviously Suzuki's brake manufacturer of choice, and I don't know anything about them. But yeah, working on the assumption that the front wheel's going to stay blue, and it might not. At this stage, I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah, because I don't know what we're going to do with this. Yeah, we're possibly going to replace the discs. We're possibly going to respray the wheel with something completely different. Lots of possibilities, but I'm thinking blue and gold, so blue wheel, gold calipers, or gold wheel, blue calipers. I don't know. I know, a lot of chit chat and no action. Let's get on with it. So first off, I think we'll take the calipers out, and there seem to be little Allen bolts holding in the what are they? Shims, whatever they are. Not shims, you know. Then we got a standard kind of pin deal with a small one of those. Yeah. Then that pin just pulls out, leaving the calipers behind and free. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit in my little box of little bits. Well, they slipped on nicely, and they're only finger tight because this is just kind of a first fit exercise. See what they look like, see what we might do. So let's muck around a little bit in Photoshop with that. And then, yeah, so they're a little bit scratched up. That's a shame. Don't think that's going to be easy to repair, actually. Don't know. But yeah, considerably cool brakes, actually. Nice. And the pipage, that's going to be tricky up here. This obviously clips in there, which is going to be our headlight mount as well, possibly. And then fits perfectly onto the handlebars, so that's good news. You don't know what to do about this, though. I think we might get a bigger extension from our friends that did the cable on the Suzuki. Yeah, I think we might get a nice blue flip-flop mount underneath here somewhere. Out the way of the wheel. It's a little close. Obviously, if we had a mudguard on there, it would be sitting on top of that. I'm sure that's what those mounts are for. But I feel a new gable coming in. Alternatively, we take each individual side up individually, higher up, and join it up here with some kind of T, I guess, like the Ducati. Yeah, which would mean a shorter bolt in there with only one hole. That's not a problem because they're all standard fit. Thank God for that. Congratulations to the bike brake manufacturing world. So yeah, I'd need something like that. Is it? Yeah, that's what I need. And that would mount nicely. There. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I reckon that's what we need, something like that, 10 inches from the T, i.e. from the bottom of the yoke, because that's where we're going to join them to the actual handlebar grip. And then, yeah, either 12 inch either side to put that in the middle, the join in the middle, or 14 one and 16 the other to keep it over to the left hand side as it is currently. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then something like that. That's what we need. Well, I've done some remeasuring with the aid of something a little more flexible and suitable for measuring pipes and lines and things with. And I've come up with a revised measurement. Ignore the 5-inch, that's totally irrelevant, but 15 on the left, 17 on the right, and then a 12 from the T to the handlebars. Switching ends for a moment. I'm going to remove the chain. It's a big old hefty chain, isn't it? It doesn't look in that bad condition, actually. I know there's little bits of rust here and there, but generally I'm sure that would oil up and be perfectly usable, but I'm probably going to replace it anyway because it's the right thing to do, and we want a nice blue one, don't we? Yeah. So anyway, this is a slightly different fitting than we've had on previous situations. As you can see, it's a kind of elongated C-clip effectively, and apparently the way to get these off is to give them a good smack with a big screwdriver. Yes, a big flathead screwdriver like this. Yep, as you know, one of my favourite tools. You literally place the blade like so and give it a gently persuasive tap with a rubber mallet. So let's try that, see what happens. I'm not going to film it because I can't. And of course, as usual, there's a potential for disaster and blood and guts, and yeah, we don't want any of that on the video. Well, that popped off with alarming ease, I have to say. So yeah, there we have it. That just leaves those pins to knock through, and the chain will therefore separate into a separated chain. So just knocking those pins through using a decidedly smaller screwdriver. In fact, it's not a screwdriver, it's just a point, almost Bradle like. Anyway, as you can see, that's pushing that out the other side, and then the chain will release. Oh, there's another one for the collection. So yes, the reason for doing that is because it makes it 50% lighter when pushing it around. Well, no, I'm going to take the back wheel off at some point. So we're going to replace the chain, so we might as well get it off now. A lot easier to move around. Because I'm potentially looking at one of these, so I can prop things up and still possibly move them around. Not single-handedly, I don't think that will work for that, but something like that, just to prop it up. So you're involving that bloody engine crane hoist thing every time I want to lift one end or the other. Now we've got the jack situation sorted out, at least with this bike. Thank God for flat-bottomed girls. Anyway, I'm refocusing on wheels, having fitted the calipers, the brake calipers to the front end, because I kind of like the idea of gold wheels after all that. Not sure how that would pan out on the back end with the wire wheels, but I think it would probably still look pretty cool. Maybe black spokes, who knows? Or blue. And that, yeah, well, you've seen the Photoshop. So these things are designed to work off these guys, yes, bobbins, which of course we don't have on this machine, but I don't see why. Can't work off the same axle that the wheels do. So take the wheel off, put the axle back in, slot it on the stand. I think that's going to work. I guess we're about to find out. Not immediately, of course, because that's why I'm still looking at the things on Amazon. I haven't bought one yet. I'm about to. Patience. And on that note, I think we'll call it a day. A nice sunny day, no less. And we'll be picking up where we left off next episode. So as usual, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it in any shape or form, give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.